What up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to be doing a fix. On Facebook and other places you do see these type of things happen where the fuel port there is broken off the fuel assembly. And here she is, old broke girl. So he did tell me that he drilled this out, which is not a big deal because he's still undersized for what we need. So we're going to go ahead and file this down a little more because we do need this flush. And as you can see, there's still a bit of material there that's not flush. So we will be doing that for him. I required him to send this with it. This is the broken port. So as you can tell, not the best thing to happen, but we're going to go ahead and fix it. I did this so I can do test fitment on certain. And we also have the brand new fitting that was required him to go ahead and ship with the broken part. Now, this right here is not cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than buying something like this, so you can put it back on your bike and get back on the road. This is about $24 if I remember right. Now, this is a two-part fitting here, which is actually really nice and snazzy. As you can tell here, this part comes off. This is pretty much a bulkhead fitting as well as what we're going to be using it for. Now, we're not going to be using this part. We don't need it. We only really need this side. The threads should be the same. This is actually straight threads here, and this one is a tapered. So this is pipe fittings right here. We might be able to just use this. So they have it set up that it uses two copper crush washers, one on each side of your bulkhead or your tank, whatever you're using this for. What happens is when you put enough pressure, there's going to be little indentations that are creased into the copper washer, and that's what's going to be creating a seal. But we're not going to be using this right now. All right, let's clean this up real quick. All right, originally I thought I might have to get something hot or actually get one of my tools out to file this down, because I do have some files. But you know what? A razor blade actually is doing the job very well. So as you can see, we've pretty much already cleaned it up. Just flip it around, get this other lip, and we'll be good to go. We're going to go ahead and do one more pass through with the file now and clean the rest of it, and then call it good for we can start drilling and tapping if needed for this fitting to go here. Alright, so far it does not look bad. We have a very nice starting point. See how flush that is? So that way we have good seating of the fitting when it actually gets on there. That is smooth as can be. We've eliminated that rough little spot that looked kind of like that. So now we've started off with the clean slate. Alright, so that's step one, cleaning the surface. The next step is to make sure you have the right drill size so you're not going overboard. I highly recommend to have a piece of scrap material or testing material, and don't actually do it into the body itself right from the get-go, because if you mess up, that might be your only chance. Alright, so find some material. It doesn't have to be the plastic, but you need something close. Alright, if it's either metal or a different type of plastic, something that you could drill the hole in, it has some meat, alright, it's not really thin, something that you can actually create threads if needed. Size up, and we're going to do another size up. Okay, we're almost there. One more size and we'll be able to do what we need to do. Alright, and for the last hole, one more time. There we go. Clean hole all the way through. We will clean the debris that's actually back there, but from here, this should be able to start cutting in. If not, we're going to go ahead and just use the tap and get this in there. This is going to suck a little bit. Might work. Should work. Anyways, but the hole is so close to the edge here. As you can see, the hole's so close to the edge that it rolls off and it's not a smooth, flat surface anymore on the outside of the hole for a good seating or a good seal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tap the threads. I want to make sure that this actually seals and not have to worry about it. So we're going to go ahead and tap the threads just a tad bit, And then I have a special washer. We're not using crush washers. You can't. Not in this application, because look, if you use the washers right here, they're going to go over the shoulder, and it's not really going to have a good seat there. So what we got to do is we got to come up with something a little special. I do have a set of special washers here where they actually have rubber embedded into a metal washer. You guys hear that? So this is a metal washer with rubber that protrudes outside of the actual thickness of the metal. So this is actually something that I've been looking for a long time, and I got them because I got some on the bike. They're a little specialty. I don't really remember the name that they're called, but they work great. And they are rated for fuel, so don't worry there. I just got to find the right size for this right here. And I think the blue one that I just had was the correct one. So let's check it out. So as you can see, the blue rubber is actually on the both sides of the washer. So that right there will be our squish zone. And actually it's really close to the surface of the hole. So hopefully that's actually where our sealing is going to be happening. So let's see what it looks like on the fitting itself. It's a perfect freaking match, which is awesome. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start tapping this guy right now, getting the threads going just a little bit, and maybe we'll go ahead and let it finish off itself. And then from there, we'll have the fitting that just mounts right in there. Hopefully there's enough room once the tank is lower, but I think we should be good. Alright, let's not forget to do the countersink here. Slight countersink, so that way it allows the actual tap to go ahead and start doing its thing immediately. We want to make sure this is as straight as possible. So it's already starting to cut and doing its job. So only do a few spins and just take a look at it and make sure it's straight to what it is. Okay, top and bottom. You want this thing to go straight down because you don't want it to go in and out of this tiny little bit that we have actually available. So looks good from here. We're going to go ahead and continue to tap the hole some. I think that may be enough. We only went about three, 4 threads in. So I'm going to make sure that this can actually grab it. Look at that. Almost there. So we're going to go ahead and tap it a little further because we do want some of the sealing power to be actually on the threads. You won't get this option in metal. If this was a metal fitting going into metal, that's not going to be the seal. So we're going to make sure that this is snug inside the plastic and it swedges itself there to create a seal, but also we're going to have reassurance here from this this O-ring or this special washer. Super smooth. So there we go. See how it's a little snug and you see some silver there? That's where this guy comes in place, and you just basically hand tight there. You have that special washer that has that seal built into it. So now that's a tight fit. The next thing we're going to do is put another special washer on this side here and just put it on, and then we should be good to go. And look at that. It's a fit. It's fixed. Now it is a little bit longer than the other one. The other one probably stopped about right there, but there should be enough clearance underneath the tank that this will fit perfect. So, and it's straight. See that there? Straight up and down. And when you look at that, perfect. There should be no leaks. I want him to test this for me. I'm going to send him a few other washers, but I don't really want to double stack 2 copper washers to fit that. I wish this fitting was a tad bit different, but this is already drilled for 1/8 inch NPT, so if he gets another fitting later on, he can absolutely use this. No big deal. But there we go. If you guys are curious if it's actually going to work, here is the OEM FZ1 fuel connector, which is basically just 5/16 quick connect. There you go. There's always going to be that wiggle room, so don't worry about it. But there it is, locked and in position, ready to go back on the bike. Okay, so that is the conclusion. We got this bad boy fixed, and for a lot cheaper than you would think. I mean, he paid, I think, like $5 shipping to me, $24 for the part, so under $30, all right? Now, the other thing is, if you buy a used one, it could be already broken. That's going to suck. and I've seen them on eBay for like 130. That's not just this piece, that's the whole assembly, which is nice because you have extras. But the problem is that you don't just see this part separate. It usually comes in a whole assembly. If you buy used, you're gonna be out about 300 bucks. That sucks. So for as simple as, you know, drilling and tapping the plastic here to put in a new fitting, that's the way to go. You're not gonna break this. You'll most likely break this, but you're not gonna break the top. So, oh, another thing is, make sure that if you buy the fitting, it's actually one piece, not two. This is not CJ's fault. I sent him the link for this. So, that's my bad. But if you look at the picture right here, that doesn't look like two parts. It looks like just one. You don't even see the threads. But, hey, that's okay. Not a big deal. We're done. Anyways, this is it for now, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.